everyone. Thank you for hopping on. I'm just gonna get everything set up real quick. So I can see the chat. I appreciate everybody coming on and joining me again. It always takes a few minutes before it actually notifies that it's live. All right, now it's showing up. Hey Beth, how you doing? Sorry, it's taking forever to for it to show where I can see the chat. All right, just backing it up so that way you guys can see me and I can see you. What are you working on tonight, Beth? Aw, thank you. I always appreciate you coming on. It's so awesome. Each week, a few people, more and more people are tuning in. The hours keep going up. And it's nice to see there's a selection of quite a few people that are the same people each week. So I really look forward to it. I appreciate it so much. Cutting out patterns. Nice. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so tonight I have this is month 9 of a Cotton Cuts quilt, and it's the Tree of Life, so it's finishing up. Actually, this month was the last pieces, and it's a puzzle mystery quilt from Cotton Cut, so you don't know what it's gonna look like. And then next month is the big reveal. So I am trying to get the last clue done, so that way I'll have all the pieces done where I can put the big quilt together. And then, so they do 2 a year, a spring and a fall. This one is their spring, and so their Wild West one is the fall. So I have month 3 of that one. So these are the 2 things that I plan on working on tonight, just to try to get caught up with things that I need to make tutorials and such for. Hi Charlotte, thank you for tuning in. So I have everything laid out in front of me just to try to keep myself as organized as possible. I always get I don't want to say more nervous, but not nervous, but when I'm quilting, I feel like I just make so much more mistakes when I'm trying to talk at the same time. So we'll see how it goes. The other thing that throws me off too is on the instructions, my A fabric is dark and the A fabric color is light, and I always reverse them. But it's okay, we're gonna roll with it. Yeah, I forgot what day in November is the live reveal for the big quilt, so. And I actually really enjoy quilting as a break from bag making. It's funny because I feel like quilting can be super stressful with oh, are your points matched up or whatnot. But for me, I try not to stress about any of that stuff when I'm quilting, that I just try to find the piece within just sewing it. My break from the stress. Hi Arnetta. Arnetta, I've been to DC so many times. I love going for the museums, but I've never been to the zoo. And you guys got the pandas back, and I want to go to the zoo so bad now to see them. And then you'll see me laying out the pieces ahead of time, because again, if I don't lay them out visually, like what they're supposed to look like, I'll end up grabbing the wrong one. Oh, you sent in your guess. Hi, Lucy. Probably not. Yeah, so the ambassadors just got the clues yesterday for what the whole quilt is going to look like. So that's why I'm trying to finish this up tonight, because my hope is over, probably not this weekend, but next weekend, to film the tutorial for putting the whole quilt together. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get my month 9 done. Oh my God, Beth, I would love that, because DC's not far from you, I don't think either. And from New York City, it's, I don't know, like 4.5 hours depending on traffic. It's actually not a bad drive at all. Oh, Lucy, thanks for joining in. You're behind us in time. I've not been to California. That is on my bucket list. I would love to drive along the coast, because I feel like I want to see every part of California from San Diego all the way up. Oh, that's not bad, Beth. A 6-hour drive, that's definitely doable. I really want to do like a get together, like northern east United States. I know this coming weekend is 2 events in Florida, the So Bestie event and the Salty So's one. And I'm bummed that I couldn't make it down for it, but it just would have been like so much to try to get down there. I'm hoping they do it again though. Charlotte, did you like the puzzle mystery quilt? And what colorway did you choose? So for these puzzle mystery quilts, there's multiple colorways. So mine is called Moonlit. So all the clues are the same clue for the large size or same clue for the small. And then there's different, like everyone has a fabric A, a fabric B. So the directions are written out that way. And I was the ambassador this time for the large Moonlit, and this is their neutral colorway. They usually have like a black and white, and I'm not a big fan of just like the black and white quilts, but I was so excited for this one because it has like a sea glass ocean type theme, and I just love all the blues and grays in it. Yeah, Beth, everything has just gotten so expensive. Arnetta, I agree. I really wish we could do something like, I mean, New York, New England, or even like we're saying like Virginia is totally doable. I would even go a little bit further south. Those are definitely like all doable driving distance. Oh, Autumn Shades was really, really beautiful. I can't wait. I love seeing all the different quilts come together, because also depending on your colorway, they can just look so different. Yeah, and the mystery is, it is kind of like you get excited for it. I didn't even bother trying to guess how the quilt comes together. I have no idea. I'm always so impressed when people try to get it and even get it correctly or come close to getting it correctly. I'm like, I need the instructions. Arnetta, so I don't know if you'll be interested, but next month I'm supposed to be going out to Mojo Sews, who's in Pennsylvania, and we're gonna do like a short little weekend thing there, kind of like not a huge bag making retreat, you know, like what Sewcation or anything down in Orlando, but I'm gonna be teaching my willow pattern. Michelle will be doing some edge painting. I believe Amanda from Sew Bestie is going and doing a bag, and I think Gina from Thunderbird Handcrafted is there. I have to look exactly, but we're definitely putting something together. So I don't know how far Pennsylvania is, or if it would be doable for you. She's in the Poconos area. You know what, Charlotte? I've never actually did one of their Zooms. I should jump in as an ambassador. I usually sew up one clue for like a tutorial on my YouTube and post it to TikTok and Instagram, and then I started doing the other clues live here. Yeah, Arnetta, there's not a link yet. I believe Michelle's still getting like the last little details done, but should be coming out very, very soon. It's funny because sometimes I'm like, I live in New York City. It's the fashion capital. Like we have, you know, the fashion district and stuff, but there's really not a lot of bag making or like sewing studios, at least that I'm aware of. But one of my goals for this this coming year is there are some like quilting shops and stuff a little bit north of New York City. I really want to go and I've gone to one across and like bought some things, but I really want to go and make some connections and do either like take some classes myself or like offer to teach, because that's one thing that I haven't really done, at least locally. And Jess from So Many Creations is actually not that far. She's a couple hours, I think like 2 hours or 2.5 hours north of me. So one day I want to, she does some in-person ones. I would love to go out there too. Because she's just so nice and her cork is fantastic. So I'm probably going to run out of bobbin here at some point. I didn't wind a new one. I'm like one of those people where it's like, I don't know why. Once the bobbin runs out, I'm like, no, I have to wind a new one then. So we'll see. We'll be playing bobbin chicken tonight and see how long it lasts. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm following the instructions here, and so this small section is 9A. So each clue tells you how many different blocks you're making. So the large size of this month had 4 different blocks. So I just made 9A and 9B, and off to the side I have them labeled, and I put them back in like a plastic bag with my instructions and stuff. That's how I keep them organized. So I'm gonna just set these to the side real quick. So now I'm working on this one. This one threw me for a loop when I was doing the actual like film tutorial for it. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm curious if you also quilt. I know with bag making we use like polyester thread. It's not recommended to use the cotton thread because of, you know, durability. But let me know if you quilt, if you use cotton or if you use polyester. Because I'm curious on your thoughts about it. Hey, Dad. Oh, Charlotte, I just saw where you said you sewed it with your sister. That's really nice. That's really cool. Like, it's, I know a lot of people, not just with cotton cuts, but just sewing in general, sewing either through Zoom or FaceTime, and just being able to connect with each other, you know, through technology. I know. See, that's good to know. I'm using the Aurifil because I did get it with this quilt. It's like gray to match, and it came with a couple other colors for the actual quilting. But one thing I noticed about the cotton is it curls up on me constantly, and I always cut my threads too short and end up having to rethread. And the other thing I noticed is that I've heard like quilters say like, oh, Aurifil, it doesn't shed, but I noticed that the cotton thread I get way more fuzz off of it um, than polyester. I heard Glide is great. I definitely want to check that out as well. People have used that for bag making too. Yeah, Beth. So when I'm doing like my own quilts, or I mean where I like bought the pattern, like not for cotton cuts, I've been using polyester, and I've just been using like I didn't use the Tex 35, the thicker thread from Wizardry Stitchery. I've just been using like Gutermann, the regular, I don't know what it is, whatever they sell at Joann's. I don't know what text that would be. And I showed it off last week, but I'll show again. Right now I am working on, I finished up the instructions for this puff quilt pillow. So this I sewed with all polyester, and I have it with testers right now. I was supposed to teach this at an expo at the end of summer, and I had just kind of had the pattern in my head. I hadn't really like written it out officially. So now that I want to email it to the people that had signed up for my class and everything, I have it with testers to make sure it actually makes sense and is easy to understand. And I did it as a like envelope style pillowcase, but in the same way that you would make this, the instructions, you can just expand it and make a larger puff quilt. I'm super excited about it. A couple people have already started posting some of their pictures and stuff, so. Oh, that's true, Arnetta. Thanks, Charlotte. Thank you, Beth. Yeah, I'm really excited. I love making puff quilts. The only downside is I hate tying the threads between them. That's the worst part. But I made a larger throw size that is like my favorite favorite quilt for the couch or blanket for the couch. making sure that I'm doing the math right on, since I've already sewed up one of each block for a tutorial. It's telling me to like make 6, make 2, different quantities. So I'm making sure I divide them correctly. I'll show you in a second what I was working on this past weekend. I mentioned before in the other lives that on the 26th, we are doing another sewing marathon on YouTube. Each month we do a different pattern, and there's a group of different sewists that post their tutorials. And so this month it's the Greedy Clutch by Hollow Bag Creations. So this weekend I finished sewing that up and put the edited the tutorial and got it uploaded. So if you look at my YouTube profile, it will say like there's a premiere, and that's a fun weekend too if you guys are really interested. Even though the videos themselves are not live, a premiere makes it so we're all live in the chat and talking to each other in real time. And it's a lot of fun. I really look forward to it each month. Because like we said, we're all in different parts of the country, so it's nice to be able to connect with each other that way. Alright, I'm gonna grab it right here. So I'm giving you a sneak peek of it. So this is the one that I did. What's cool is it has like a short flap option or a longer flap option, and then she did a add-on pack for different flaps that are spooky. So there's like a pumpkin, spider web, dripping that you can make look like blood or ooze, coffin. I believe there's a bat wing, skull. There's a lot of awesome options, and so I actually used white glow in the dark. And then I had this it's like a textured vinyl. I'm not sure if you can, it's like chunky. It like feels like chunky glitter, but it doesn't come off. I had this for a while from my punk broidery, and I think it just worked like really, really nice. And there's card slot options, and I was like, wow, this is a really great pattern. So this is the Greedy Clutch by Hollow Bag Creations. I'm like, you could even make this like more casual or like fancy for going out. And I just put the chain option, but she has another type of handle option that's really cool. Hi, Liz. Yeah, so that was my project for the long weekend. Beth, have you had a new tutorial release, or are you releasing one the next couple days? You have one releasing tomorrow. Several more to edit. I'll have to check it out. I've been watching some of yours as I've just been sewing along, and when I'm not, so what I do with YouTube videos too, if I'm not filming myself, or the parts in my tutorials that have a time lapse, I actually film them in time lapse. So while I'm sewing that particular section, I'll put on different videos to listen to. Oh, the Bat Company bag? Yeah, is that one also from Hollow Bag Creations? She has a few that I really like. I know the Narcissist, it was super popular. Maybe it needs a clutch. Yeah. And it actually, the bag came together like really, really quickly. It was a nice, like, if you're looking for a quick sew, I would definitely add it to the list because it was very satisfying. I'm just double checking again all my pieces here to make sure I'm not messing any of them up. Yeah, Charlotte, that's true. So the small and the large size definitely reflect each other. So it's true. You can get some ideas. That's smart. I never really thought about looking at the tutorials for the large. I can't wait. You'll have to let me know when it releases if your guess was correct or if it was close. Hi, Nalva. How you doing? Liz, I hope you can get a tutorial done. And like the editing is the worst part. I'm thinking about what you said, that you have to, Beth, that you have to edit a few more. That's definitely like, I don't know. There's part of me that doesn't enjoy it, but there is another part of me that kind of does. But I think it's more just the satisfaction of just being like, all right, it's edited, and then I'm seeing it like uploading, like that excitement I really enjoy, but not having to cut out stuff or move things around. Oh, Liz, that would have been great. You could do another one. I feel like with editing the YouTube videos, like every time I learn something a little bit more that helps me, and one of those, for example, is like I used to film everything like, you know, regular speed, and then do the time lapses within the program, and then but that takes so long to upload the videos. So now if I know that I'm definitely time lapsing that part, I just film it in time lapse automatically and cut down on a lot of editing time for me. Megan is so sweet. I see. Where everyone's like talking, I'm like, oh, I'm missing everybody in person. Let's see, I'm trying to line up everything. So when I'm doing quilting, I always try to line up everything, but I also don't stress it if it's not like perfectly pointed. So to give you guys an update, if you've been watching for a couple weeks, you've heard me talk about being a few hours away from being monetized. So the newest count is I'm 2 hours and 20 minutes of watch time away from being monetized. The only downfall is, it's not really a downfall. So you have to have those watch hours, 4,000 watch hours in a year. But October is when I joined the Marathon Society and started putting up videos. So this month I'm also going to have some of those hours starting to fall off. But at the pace it's been going, I still think I'm going to reach it by the end of the year. So I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching it. It helps me so much. Aw, thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. Yeah, I put in my Facebook group an update, and I'm like, if you guys just want to watch a video, just mute me. Like, help me out. And everybody's been so nice. Like, the hours have been going up. Like, I noticed that doing the lives and everybody tuning in, it's helped me immensely. So I really, really appreciate it. Thanks, Beth. And I really appreciate these Tuesday lives with everybody interacting. Thank you, Charlotte. Because my first couple, I was so nervous, but now I'm not as, I still get like little butterflies before coming on. I'm like, oh no, but I'm definitely not as nervous sewing, and I really look forward to the Tuesdays. So I appreciate all of you in the chat and watching, even if you're quiet. My dad last time, he was like, I had you on, I just didn't say anything tonight. But tonight he did, so. I'm calling you out, Dad. Liz, that's awesome though. Like, honestly, I've had my channel now, it's either a year and a half or getting closer to 2 years, and like it can take a while. But that was one of my goals for the new year, was to really focus on my channel and make that a priority. I'm like double checking because I guess I didn't sew this one here. know, Beth. Goal for 2025. I actually think my goal for 2025, not so much YouTube based. I definitely want to keep up, the lives and the tutorials, like adding more bag making tutorials from other designers. But I think 2025 is going to be my focus, where I really try to do more in-person teaching. So whether that is like some of the expos, or just especially branching out to like my local quilt shops and places that are, closer to me, or where my parents are, where I can teach in person. I really enjoy that sense of community. Oh, you found it with Sean? Yeah, so Sean, his handle for YouTube is at the guy who sews, and he is awesome. He does all sorts of quilting. He's also an ambassador for Cotton Cuts, and he does like a weekly vlog, and he's just so nice. He's so funny. He's really talented. I joke with him every Saturday morning. He has a different person on his live, and I am not a morning person. That's why like my lives are at 8 o'clock or 8 o'clock Eastern. So I've been on live with him twice, and both times I joke and I'm like, "You have me up early on a non-work day." But I enjoy sewing with him so much. I'm definitely going to be on his channel. I forgot what he asked me for. By another time, by the end of the year, though, I'm supposed to be joining him. A lot of fun. That's really awesome, Beth. So the New York Library has a maker space. I've never been to it, because when I first learned about it, that's when like COVID was happening, and then everything shut down. But I know, now that you say that, I think they have in Brooklyn, where you can rent sewing machine, or not rent, but check out sewing machines. I wonder if they do anything. I'll have to look. I know that there is like a modern quilt guild here in the city. But I don't know. I definitely need to branch out. And I know there's some places like the sewing center and stuff where you can take bag classes, or sewing classes in general. But I don't know about teaching. I could definitely look into that. I think it's so awesome that libraries have expanded in some areas beyond just books or digital resources, that they've turned into maker spaces or sewing, quilting. I see that a lot in the quilting groups, that some of them actually have like long arm machines, or I see it a lot in the Cricut crafting groups, where libraries have Cricuts that you can go use. I think it's really cool, and it's great for people. Like, these hobbies can be so expensive, so if you can get a taste of it before jumping full in. Yeah, that's great, Beth. You're inspiring me to really like try to branch out and look for different places or options to do it. Oh wow, that means a lot, Charlotte. That's awesome. Where I grew up back home, we used to have like 3 small libraries in town, and now there's just one, and it's only open one day a week. It's so sad. Yeah, I can imagine, Beth. Um, like most of you know that I'm a teacher, but right now my job is out of an office, and like I really miss the teaching aspect right now, and like the interaction with the kids and just people in general. I think that's another reason why I really like the Tuesday lives, because I'm not really teaching, but I still get a chance to like chat and talk about something I really enjoy. I'm just triple checking I grabbed all the correct pieces. I want to start teaching my nieces to sew. I think over December break, since it's like a week off and I'll be able to go home for a longer period of time, try to bring some stuff that I can work on with them. Uh, they've called me. They're 8 and 9, twins that are 8, and then an older one that's 9. And they called me the other day and they're like, "Look, Auntie, we're making a dress." And they had paper wrapped around one of them, and they were like taping it and stapling it into place. And they had put like a slit, and I was like, "Wow, that's actually a really good design." So they want to learn, or so they say. We'll see how it goes in person. Yeah, Delva, you're talking about in person. Yeah, teaching in person would definitely have to be on a weekend. That's what makes also some of the sewing conventions so hard. Um, I think the name is like the Original Sewing Expo. I don't know. There's the one in Washington, and there's one that has like a similar name, and they do different locations. And they just had one in um, Virginia in September, and Ohio, and I think next month is Michigan. It moves around, and I really want to attend, but theirs are like from a Thursday to Saturday, and it makes it so hard. Yeah, thanks, Charlotte. I was really excited about this colorway. Like I said, it was the neutral one, but it has all the blues and grays. Um, it didn't have this fabric in the um, block that I'm doing, but this one even has like looks like flowers and like different sea glasses and stuff. It's called Sea Sisters by Shell. I don't know if it's Rummel for Free Spirit, and I love Free Spirit. It's the same company that Tula's with, and I love Tula. Oh, that's good, Beth. Evenings I could do too, as long as it, wasn't too far. If it was in the city, it would make it even easier. Oh, that's great, Charlotte. Do you have a plan for it, or are you like all of us that have like hordes of fabric? That's been my goal this year too. I have not bought a lot of fabric. I've really been trying to sew through my stash. Yeah, I've been looking at different quilt patterns for inspiration. I have a couple Tula Pink like fat quarter bundles that I want to use. But I also actually really like using quilting cotton in bags as like a feature on a panel or like a flap and whatnot. So I definitely combine quilting cotton with cotton canvas, cork, vinyl, stuff like that. Talba. I, I think a lot of us are like that. I opened my closet the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much just looking at me. I also have a lot of knit fabric. So that's one of my plans. If I end up teaching my nieces, I have a lot of like character prints and stuff for them. Make them some dresses and shirts and such. Yeah, it's so hard, Beth. There's a few things where I'm like, okay, I really have to have that. Um, but I've definitely been trying to be super, super mindful. Or at least coming up with a plan for it ahead of time. Like, all right, I need that and I'm going to use it for blah, blah, blah. So I'm curious, if you quilt, do you do a scant quarter inch or do you do a full quarter inch? I do the full because I tried doing a scant quarter inch and it was terrible. Like, I could not stay at the same scant scant length. So I've just started always using a quarter inch. Sometimes it backfires on me, like the top here, the point is cut off a tiny bit. But this is where I was talking about with quilting. Like, I'm not going to pick that apart, especially once this quilt is together. Um, it's not going to be noticeable, which is really funny because I'm doing a cross stitch and I'm one stitch off in one place. I was telling my mom last night, like, the cross stitch is in timeout because it's like the slant of a roof, and so it kind of like goes up 2 over 1, and then one of them went up 3, and I was like, I need to pick it out. I can't unsee it. So it's really funny how some things I can be so particular, and then other things. All right, so I grabbed my blocks here, and so what I'm doing is just they all have little sticky notes for the different sections. So this is how, when you get your final clue, they'll tell you like add section 9B to 3A. And so I have made it my habit to label them every time I'm done with a block. But you know what, Dalva? If it makes you happy, that's good. And you put it to use. You know, it'd be one thing if like you never used anything, but you're always crafting and baking and doing stuff, so it's okay. We support the habit. All right, so once I have all these labeled, they come in with different like bags each month, or if you buy the quilt all at once, the kit all at once, they'll come still in these bags. So what I do is I put all the pieces for each month back in its own labeled bag with the instructions, so that way I am able to find everything like quickly and efficiently. I got one more thing I think I can get done tonight fairly quickly. So this is the newest quilt, Wild West, Clue 3. So I'm sewing up Josie. And Charlotte, where she said earlier, she met me through the guy who sews, Sean. He picked my colorway. So we both chose each other's colorways. Oh, wow, a 12-piece. Yeah, that would be great. Charlotte, you'll have to join. Like, I have a Facebook group. I don't have it linked here, but some of my other videos have the link. If you do the quilt, or you know, if after the reveal, I would love to see. Like, definitely feel free to post it in my Facebook group. I love seeing everybody's work. Alright, so this one, we'll see how it goes. This 3A for the tutorial was a beast for me. It's a really large block. Oh, Lynn's handmade retreat looked incredible. She's doing it again. I think the same exact retreat, she said, so that way if you've gone to this one, I guess there was a lot of people that were disappointed that they couldn't go, so she's doing the same exact retreat. I'm assuming the same bags. I don't know if it's the same materials or whatnot, but yeah, that looked like so much fun, and her new pattern is gorgeous. Hi, Dad. I know you'll be getting off to go to bed soon. It's okay. The April one sold out already, Dalva? Doesn't surprise me though. She is so incredibly nice. Really, honestly, like 99.9% of people that I have met in the sewing world have been so nice. Dava, what is KA in Vermont? Oh, is that King Arnold's? I think my aunt told me about going to King Arnold's, and it was a lot of fun. Or King Arthur, there you go. I knew it was an A. Yeah, my aunt, who's like an incredible cook, actually the one that gave me this sewing machine, told me about it. I think you'll have a great time. You're welcome, Charlotte. Alright, so this is where I have to like literally lay out these pieces like a puzzle to make sure I have these correct. Vermont is beautiful. I've never been to Washington State, so I honestly can't say. But I love going to Vermont. It's gorgeous up there. When I was a kid, we used to go to Vermont, to the Green Mountains, and New Hampshire for the White Mountains for vacation and stuff. If you guys have never been, they're gorgeous, gorgeous places. I also just really love traveling too, and I'll find something that I like everywhere. I don't think there's been a place that I've been to that I've really um, been disappointed in. I'm trying to pay extra attention on this one because when I did this for the tutorial, I was like a 1/4 inch off. And I don't really know where I made my mistake, but I was so far in that I wasn't gonna unpick it. Oh, that would be amazing to go to France for that. Maybe your dream will come true. I hope so. This block here is a huge block, but I had so much fun making it. And again, you see me laying it all out. The end result of which one, Dava? For the quill? No. These are, they call them puzzle mystery quilts. So there's a small size and a large size, and so it's 10 months, and for 9 months you can pay all at once and it comes in a box, or you can pay monthly and they'll mail it to you monthly. That looks just like the bag that I had put everything back in. And so they'll tell you the blocks. So like this month, there's two different blocks and 2 of each. And so then month 10 is like the final clue, they call it, and it tells you how to put all the blocks together. It's like literally like a puzzle. It'll be like attach 3A to section 7B, and so it's a complete mystery of how it looks. But it's a lot. To me, it's a lot of fun. I think especially if you pick a colorway that you like, I don't think anybody's really disappointed because they do a variety of all the different colors. So they usually have like 10 to 15 different colorways. So mine's called Josie, and it has these 6 fabrics in it. So these 6 fabrics will repeat in all different ways throughout the quilt, but no idea how. Yeah, they're all pre-cut, die cut for you. I have a package. I'll show you. So for example, because I was an ambassador, I got a box with all the clues in it, but I also got a separate clue one sent to the house so I could film it earlier. So this is what they come and they look like. The instruction I had to print out, but if you do monthly, they'll print it for you. So it all comes with all the different pieces that you need for that month, pre-cut, ready to go. Which I really like if I'm, those days where for me, I don't really enjoy cutting. So those days where you just like want to just go and sew, it's perfect. Also, I definitely think I might have attached this the wrong way. Oh no, I didn't. All right, I'm good. And I personally have never had a problem with any of the way that the clues have been cut. Um, and knock on wood, I've never had a missing. Like sometimes people will be like short a piece. And Cotton Cuts is great. Like if you ever have any problems, you can just email them and um, they'll get everything out to you right away. I feel bad. They did have a lot of trouble with shipping, but the hub out in they're out in Missouri, and the hub out in St. Louis was like overloaded. Like I know if I ever get anything from and it's going through like the Chicago that or the St. Louis hub, it can take forever. So I know there was a little bit of trouble with the stuff shipping right away in the beginning, but I think it's all worked itself out now. And they have other monthly subscriptions. So if you don't want to do a quilt, they have fabric subscriptions. They're doing a almost like an advent calendar called Rosa Your Way, with different notions and stuff. They're like a big company, but they're small. Like started as a small business. They have a YouTube channel too. She has like her kids on it sometimes helping, and they're really great. Like I really like when I'm promoting them. Like I did a quilt before, a puzzle mystery quilt, but being an ambassador, I genuinely like recommend them and am grateful to be a part of it because it's just so nice. This summer we did like a face-off challenge, a sewing challenge, and it was like raised money for charity, and they they partner with So Powerful, which helps send bags to kids in, I believe it's Africa. So yeah, there's all different partnerships and stuff. If you're not familiar with them, like definitely check them out. They're a cool company. Yeah, Charlotte, exactly. Like people in their Facebook group were getting so upset with them, and it's really the shipping really was out of their hands. Once it gets to the post office, like there's only so much you can do. And what I don't think a lot of people realized is that a few months ago, USPS switched their shipping from like first class is not an option anymore. It's ground advantage, and it's slightly slower than what first class was. So even with my website, like I have a website and Etsy, but they're both my website is linked to my Etsy. So like if we ship something, it will say like estimated arrival, 2 days or whatever. But Etsy never updated their shipping time to say that to ground advantage from first class. So I think that was a large part of the trouble with it, because I see it all the time, even within like I'm in a couple Etsy and Shopify groups, and shipping is always a hot topic. This is a massive block. I'm really excited to see this colorway, or how this quilt comes together, because this is a huge block. I'm wondering if we're going to get more as the months go on. I have to look. This was month 3 for large. I'll have to look to see if the small had a large block like this as well. Yeah, It's true, Dava. There are some post offices where stuff just sits forever. Lauren's goes through Chicago, and even though they themselves at Mormino ship quickly, like it's in the mail in the same day or a day or two, anything going through Chicago just takes forever. I have to say, like, honestly, we opened January 1st of 2021, so almost 3 full years now, and knock on wood, we've had very, very few shipping problems. So I'm really grateful for it. I think part of it is that we are in New York City and there's just so much mail that they have to move it quickly. Also, like, the post office that we go to is like walking distance to the house, and the people that work there are really, really nice. Like, on the weekends it's not open, so we have to go to a different one, and it's just so funny how the things will move differently just from one post office to another. All right, this is gonna be the final test. This is where I was off lining up the edges last time, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the New York one definitely moves quickly. Although Kim's not on tonight. Kim usually pops in. She ordered school bus pulls from us, and those school bus pulls took like the longest detour ever. They got sent to somehow they went from the New York distribution center, which usually then sends it to whatever state. They got put to one in Brooklyn, and it just sat there forever. Oh my God, Liz, I believe it. A year, it might have been last year or the year before. We used to get the wrong Amazon packages for like multiple streets over. And like 3 different times, I literally delivered the stuff to the people for them. Like, one time, these people, we had 2 huge, I think they were like air compressors or something. Like, I looked up what they were on Amazon. They were like hundreds of dollars, and they weren't even on our street, and it wasn't even the same street number. It was the most bizarre thing, and it happened so many times. And I chatted with Amazon. I'm like, this keeps happening. And they must have fixed whatever. I don't know if it was a problem with like their system on their end, or the driver. I don't know, but it happened all the time. The other interesting thing with Amazon I learned is my parents, when my cat was still alive, I would have cat food shipped to their house, and they constantly delivered it to our neighbor's house. And my parents flagged down the guy one time and were like, every time we tell you it's here. And so apparently the Amazon drivers have like a pin on their map, and if they do not deliver the package to where that pin is, they get penalized for it. So I actually had to chat with Amazon, and it took like multiple months of this happening, and finally got through to somebody that told me about this pin, and then we were able to move the pin. Yeah, that's happened sometimes too, Liz. Some of people get like lazy and they'll say they delivered and they really didn't, and then take it back to like the hub. They don't want to like get out of their vehicle or whatnot. Or here it happens, not where we are, but sometimes people don't, if you're in a big building, they don't want to go in, so they'll put the little slip, say they tried. Oh, that's good, Liz. Yeah, and the good thing is, like, I'm glad they helped you out, because also their return policy is not as easy as it used to be. So I'm glad they helped you out. And yay! So this block is done, and I had to have done something. The points like match up fairly well, a little bit off by like a millimeter or two, but nowhere near as last time. So pretty happy with it. And I just got one more section. Yeah, that's true, Dava, because you can call and get your coordinates. Yeah, anytime people have trouble, there's like little things. Like if you go on the website and it will say like get text alerts or email alerts, sometimes that gets your package moving quicker as well. Thanks, Charlotte. I'm so excited. So when Sean picked out my colorway, I was like, I love bright colors. But I told him, like, it's okay if you want to do something, like pick something for me that is, completely out of my normal. So I was so surprised when he chose the Josie colorway for me, but also so excited because it just has a lot of colors that I really love. And it's cute. Like, it has like a nice retro theme. Like, I don't know how well you can see, but like there's like little flowers. This one has scissors. The blue fabric that I was just sewing had TVs on it. Yay, Liz. Did you say which one you're filming? If you did, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Another bad habit I've formed is not holding my tails when I sew, like holding the thread so it doesn't get sucked down. And I find I don't have to do that so much with the polyester bonded, but with the Aurifil cotton, I have to. There's so many times I get like a bird's nest or like jam up my machine because I didn't hold it. Oh, I'm so glad, Sean. I'm glad that you were tuned in for that part too. It was funny. Sean usually goes for batik fabrics, and the only batik one was like all purples, and he had told me he wasn't a huge fan, and also he mentioned he wanted to be pushed out of his comfort zone. And the neutral colorway for Wild West is called Tombstone, and it's a Tim Holtz fabric. And it kind of reminded me of Moonlit in the sense that it was the neutral colorway, but it wasn't just black and white. So I thought he would like it, and he has so far. He did stuff with the scrap kit. I forgot what it's called. I can't think of the name of what Cotton Cuts cut it, and he entered it into the fair and won a ribbon for it. Hi, Gail. Oh my gosh, Gail. That is how Queens is. It's like Road Drive Ave, and I do not like driving Queens because it's so confusing. Do you really, Delma? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I'm gonna have to check out the Brinley bag. Oh, that's awesome. I had so much FOMO seeing Lauren's event. I really hope she decides to do one next year that will give me time to be able to plan and make it out there because it just looked like so much fun. I was I was living through everybody's videos that were or pictures that were posting on social media who was out there. Yeah, I know she mentioned April near her birthday, so I really hope that she decides to like definitely do it. Liz, is it on YouTube? I have to see it. I want to see what all the goodies. The vendors look so good. And it's so awesome to shop in person and you can save on shipping and everything. All right, I'm gonna have to, after I'm done tonight, I'm totally watching your video so I can see all the goodies. My next thing that I really want, actually, my mom is like bugging me, like, what do you want for Christmas? Um, but I think I was just thinking, I have the rivet press from Cam Snaps, and I really want one of the Becky bases from Becky Hanna from Hanna Woodworking. I hope she does a restock. She does a restock before Christmas. I'm putting that on my list. You see me like clicking over here. I also on Tuesdays try to stream to TikTok too, and after so long it comes up and it's like you have to like interact so it doesn't turn off your stream, and you have to like, slide a puzzle piece. So I guess it's so like people just don't leave their stream on for endless hours without engaging. So that's what I'm doing. Hi, Jill. I'm so excited. What time is it in New Zealand? So Jill is from Kaiko Creates. She also has patterns and tutorials, and she just is purchasing a hardware like bag supply company. So if you are in New Zealand, and probably shipping will probably be decent, I would think, to Australia, at least better than coming all the way from here to New Zealand or here to Australia. So aw, thanks, Jill. I'm so glad you popped on. It's really so cool. Like, I love when people are like, hey, I'm tuning in from here. Like, it's just so cool to me to be able to interact with people all over, not just the United States, the world, different time zones. Thanks, Jill. I'm working on a quilt. It's a Cotton Cuts puzzle mystery quilt. So each month they send you like a clue and you sew up a couple blocks. So I'm finishing up the second block right now. And so it has 6 different fabrics and they're already like pre-selected, pre-cut. So it's nice because they're all from the same line so that you know they all match. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Actually, the pattern writer is Sheila Christensen. I think that's how you say it, Christensen. And she is, I don't, she might even be New Zealand. I was going to say Australia, but I actually think she might even be in New Zealand. And she does the quilt pattern designs, but Cotton Cuts participates with her. And the other thing about Cotton Cuts, if you do the prepay all up front, they ship it to you internationally for, I believe it's free. They really make it accessible to people all over. And they program with they partner with another company in England that offers the pre-cuts and stuff. It's the same quilt pattern but different fabric options in England. Alright, so I'm almost done here. Now I just have all these flying geese that I need to arrange and double check that I have in the correct order. Alright, I'm just going to start from the bottom and work my way up. You know what's funny, Jill? My first quilt I ever did was with Cotton Cuts, and they do all the cutting for you, so it really saves you time on that. And I like it as a break from bag making, and I don't rush myself through it or anything. But I've never actually done the quilting part itself. Like this is, see, this is where I ran out. I lost bobbin chicken. I was almost done too. But I definitely wanted to send him out to like a long armor because I definitely don't have the patience or like the ability to even attempt to try to make the quilt sandwich with the the batting and backing. The only one that I did my puff quilt on here because since that one gets tied between the puffs, it makes it a little bit more easy. This thread is so thin that it usually lasts a long time when I have one bobbin. And actually on this machine, it's not really difficult to quickly wind the bobbin and rethread. I'm just gonna re-sew that line again, even though it's almost to the end, but sometimes I just backstitch over it in the middle because it will get caught up in the quilting. Good luck, Jill. I'm loving seeing all your pictures of your shed coming along. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Right, I'm so excited. So now I'll have these complete. Check them off my list. Oh, that's great, Charlotte. Yeah, so bags and purses is kind of how I started before quilting, which is kind of like the opposite of a lot of people. I fell down the rabbit hole of custom fabric and saw all these incredible bags that people were making, and I was like, I want to do that. Oh, Liz, laundry folding. Yeah. I don't mind doing laundry, like the actual washing and drying, but folding's not fun. It really is, Liz. I found it. I was looking for I was in like a crafting group, like a Cricut crafting group, and somebody had posted. They made something with backstitch fabric. It was like Harry Potter backstitch fabric, and that was my beginning of custom fabric. And I was like, I love Harry Potter. I need to have that. Yeah. So this is the second part. So that finishes up both months. I'm so happy because sometimes I'll like do the clue and then like not keep up month to month, and I'm like, oh no, I'm trying to catch up sewing all these clues at once. You can see I have them labeled again, and if they're too big for the bag, I literally just fold them. They'll get pressed again when I'm sewing everything together. So thank you. I'm super excited. This one has a lot of the pinks and the orange. It gives me like a, I don't know, like a 60s vibe. It reminds me of. But I really love the pop of the green and the blue, especially on here. Alright, so that wasn't bad. It's been about an hour and a half, and that was, chatting as well. So the clues are pretty quick. I would say they probably take anywhere from a half hour to an hour, depending on how complex they are. So thank you again. I'm going to hop off. I really appreciate you guys joining me again Tuesday night. I'm not sure what I'll be sewing up next week. I'll definitely be back on at 8 Eastern. We'll see what I get cut out or what I have going for the rest of the week. So thank you again for joining the chat, and I'll see you hopefully next week or in the Facebook groups, and I hope you have a good night. Bye.